From Nepal, the upper house has passed the newly proposed controversial map, which includes Indian territories of Kalapani, Limpiadura and Lipulekh. The bill will now go to the President of Nepal, Bidya Devi Bhandari, for her assent. And if approved, the bill will officially become a law. Now, this amendment seeks to incorporate the new map in Nepal's coat of arms. This comes after the bill was passed by the lower house last week. The move comes as Nepal remains miffed over India constructing a road in Lipulekh. This 80-kilometre road has been built well within Indian territory, the state of Uttarakhand, which connects close to the line of actual control, or the LAC, and opens a new route for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra via Lipulekh Pass. But Nepal has been repeatedly claiming that this is in breach of an agreement reached between the two neighbouring countries. So why Nepal is raking up the border issues with India at a time when its two large neighbours are locked in a tense border standoff? All signs indicate the fact that the Communist Party of China has a significant role to play in the brinkmanship by Nepalese Community Party leader and PM KP Ali. The strategic Lipulekh Pass is as important for Beijing as it is for India. It falls on the India-Nepal-China tri-junction, and getting Lipulekh will provide China an unfettered access to India via Nepal.
And Prime Minister of Nepal, to witness the exchange of. Now, I would like to request His Excellency between the government of Nepal.
Our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us for more on this story. Good evening to you, Siddhant. Now, the upper house has passed this newly proposed controversial map bill, which includes the three Indian territories. Take us through the significance of this move.
Well, it was on expected lines. It was passed by the lower house, we know, on Saturday, and it was placed on the upper house. The fact that it was placed and it was discussed, it was expected it will be passed, and it has been passed unanimously by the upper house. This means that the Nepali parliament has officially passed the new map amendment bill. Basically, it's about coat of arms, because the coat of arms of Nepal has the map of Nepal, and the fact that we know that the government issued the new map which shows Indian territories had not only miffed New Delhi but also drawn strong reaction by New Delhi and deteriorated the ties in a major way. We have seen that how the Oli government has been consistent in making sure that they go ahead with the passing of this bill, and the only thing that is left now is the fact that it needs to be signed by the President of Nepal, and once it's passed and is signed by the President of Nepal, it becomes a law, which means that the new Nepali map will have not only legal backing but also constitutional backing. Now, how it impacts the relationship, we know that New Delhi is very touchy about sovereignty, territorial integrity, like any other country in the world, and this is something that has by and large in effect ended the relationship between the Oli government and the government here in Delhi. But what New Delhi is focusing on people-to-people relationship, we know the commentary coming from New Delhi has been focusing about the roti beti ka rishta, or the family ties between the two countries, and we saw the last video comment by the Indian Defence Minister, who in fact said that how there are cultural relationship, spiritual relationship, and that is expected to continue. In fact, India is continuing with its development projects in Nepal as well. But while when it comes to the talks, because we know that the Nepali side has been saying that they would like to see talks happening with New Delhi, but New Delhi has clarified that it had proposed talks just before the law was put in place in the parliament by the Oli government, but Oli government never reacted to the Indian request of talks. So that is what the Indian government has been saying. But by and large, a major impact when it comes to bilateral relationship coming at a time when we have seen an increasingly combative China.
Absolutely, Siddhant. And now this could possibly be in reaction to the road that India has built close to the border that opens the new route for Kailash Mansarovar. And Nepal claims that this goes against an agreement between the two countries. What do we make of this in terms of the timing, especially considering the tensions on the border between India and China?
Well, Alison, one thing I can tell you is the fact that the fact that the Oli government could have raised it earlier as well, but it's a 200-year-old issue. In fact, the entire issue stems from a treaty which was signed between the British government and the government in Nepal in 1815. And after 200 years, the Oli government suddenly coming up with a map is something that is surprising for New Delhi, and that is why New Delhi has expressed surprise. But it's just not only about the map, but if you look at the commentary by the Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, he has been saying that it's India who has been responsible for the COVID crisis in his country. In fact, he gave a percentage that 85% of the COVID crisis cases in his country are from India because of the long and porous border, which of course has again surprised New Delhi. So we have an increasingly belligerent government in Kathmandu, which New Delhi is of course not happy with, who has been doing everything that has miffed New Delhi.
Siddhan, thank you very much for that report. That's our political diplomatic correspondent, Siddhan Sabal, bringing us the latest from Nepal.